Today we're taking a look at the Ricoh GR2. Hello and welcome to my YouTube channel. Regular viewers will know that I review many audio, photographic and video related products. Well, today we're taking a look at the Ricoh GR2, which is a compact APS-C size sensor camera. It's a 16 megapixel APS-C sensor built inside this really compact little camera. It's a great size. Now, I was looking for a compact camera. I was looking for one with an APS-C sensor. I narrowed it down to one of two, either the Fuji X70 or this Ricoh GR2. I went for the Ricoh purely because of its size. There was nothing else that prompted me to go for the Ricoh. I really like the size of the Ricoh. It's a really nice, it's very thin. The Fuji was quite a bit bulkier, so this one I felt would fit in my jacket pocket nicely and I can keep it with me all the time. I do actually own the Sony RX100 V, which I absolutely love. I've got no complaints with this camera whatsoever. It's got the tilty-wilty screen for doing vlogging and what have you. And I shall keep this one primarily as a video camera. So when I go out somewhere and I want to take some quick video clips, I will probably have that one with me as well. I know it's a bit dumb. This one does do, the Ricoh does do video, but it's okay video, and with no flippy screen, as you can see on the back here, it's got a fixed screen. I'm sure if they did put a rotating screen in, it would have made it bulkier. So Ricoh have just gone for a fixed 3-inch screen on the back here, which I'm getting used to. I don't have a major issue with it now. I thought I would do when I purchased the camera, but I'm getting used to the fact that when you're taking photographs, it's more of a casual shooter, I think, and that's why street photographers love it. You're kind of incognito, if that's the right terminology. I don't know. So you know, it did take me a while to think, oh, I can't see through the screen, but you know, you get used to the fact that you just take a photograph like that, you know, or you just take it like that. It also hasn't got a viewfinder. That didn't worry me too much because the viewfinder on the Sony is so bleeding tiny that it's hard to see through it anyway. And the screen on the back of this Ricoh is really good actually, even in bright sunlight. So I've really got used to the fact that it's got a nice bright screen, and it's got some lovely controls. They really are easy to get to. One in particular that's slightly frustrating is the exposure compensation. Now, when I saw this in the shop, I really like that idea. It's got a toggle, sort of a toggle button. Well, I don't know, but it's on the back here, and it's this toggle here. You just toggle that up and down, and you will see that will change the exposure. So the exposure compensation is a great little tool, and as I say, it's right near the thumb, so you can get to that nice and quickly and easily. But the downside with it, you can get to it too quickly sometimes, because you know, when I pick it up, I accidentally knock it and think, oh god, I've changed the exposure. But you know, I've only had the camera about a week, so it's just a matter of getting used to. That's all it is. But you know, once you got used to it, it's great position, I think. The mode dial on the top here for your aperture, shutter, manual and all the rest of it is on the top, conventional, but it's lockable, which is tremendous. So you can lock that in to be able to change your different settings. So when it's in your pocket, you know, when you take it out of your pocket, it's going to remain where you left it. It's not going to have moved, which is great for taking quick photos. It's really responsive. The autofocus is responsive. I tend to leave it in autofocus, although it will do snap focus, which is great. Snap focus is you can quickly take a photograph and it's pre-focused before you take the photograph, which is very clever. And you can set it from like 2.5 meters to infinity. So, and you can do different, you can set it over a different scale. I've got it set to 2.5 meters to infinity. So anything from 2.5 meters onwards is going to be in focus. So you take that and that's going to be focused. But the other way of focusing is just by half press on the shutter, so it does both. So you can quickly take it like that, or you can do a, you know, I don't know if you can hear that beep. That's the focus working, the autofocus. So you can either, you know, like that, and that's called snap focus, or pre-focus and then take the photo. So yeah, excellent. So, and you can set your focus points. There's a function button here. If you let's go out of that so you can see that clearly, push that in, and then now you're in your mode for setting your focus point, which is great. Or you can just set, you know, a wide area and what have you. Now it has got various function buttons, but they're preset. You can't change them, which is a bit of a shame. So you've got on the bottom here white balance, your macro mode is on the top. That's a little bit disappointing. To take a close-up picture, you have to physically go into macro mode. That's a little bit disappointing. There's a lot of cameras now where it will realise you want to take something close and it will snap onto it. But what you've got to do with this one is go into macro, and that'll say macro off, macro on, and then that'll enable you to, you know, get in close and get the picture. And you know, it works well, it works absolutely fine, but it's just remembering to go into macro mode and then turning it off when you finish with it. I guess if you're using it again for street photography, you're not going to be using macro on a regular basis. So I imagine that's probably why they've, you know, introduced it like that. It's got various other function buttons, got built-in flash, just pop that up like that. Has got a control wheel on the front here, very nicely placed, and I really do like that control wheel on the front here. So just on the top here you've got a little control wheel. I don't know how easy that is to see. I'm turning that, there we go. I'm turning that now. I've got a little control wheel on the top here. Now that will adjust, if you're an aperture priority, it'll adjust the aperture, shutter priority, it'll adjust the shutter and what have you. So again, the placement of these dials is so good. It's so user friendly, very, very pleased with that. Hot shoe for attaching accessories. Now, this camera will do video, and it does it at 1080p, doesn't do 4K, which is fine. And you would think it's got a hot shoe, you could put a microphone on top. Well, there's no mic jack, which is no big deal really, because why would you expect a mic jack on a camera of this sort of size? Same as the RX100 V, that has no mic jack, so you would use an external mic and sync the audio afterwards. But it has got a hot shoe if you do want to put a flash or some sort of accessory on the top there. I don't think most people will, because it is really a compact camera, isn't it? On the side here you've got another function button. Now this was for picture effects, such as your black and white mode and this, that and the other, and all sorts of other modes. Now because I shoot RAW, I never use them. I've pre-assigned this button on the side, instead of being effects, to crop the picture in, so it goes from 28 to 35 to 47. Now that's great for a fixed lens, but it is cropping the sensor. It's not really a digital crop. All you're doing is cropping in the sensor, so the resolution is going to be lower. I don't know what effect that has with RAW images. I suspect it'll have no effect whatsoever. It'll only have impact with JPEG images. I would think the RAW images are still going to be the full 28mm end, or 24mm. Can never remember this camera, 24, 28, whatever. And you know, there you go. Now, so let's say the image quality that comes off this camera is very, very nice, even in low light. Now that's indoors, but you know, absolutely crystal clear, lovely colours, lovely sharpness. Yeah, I'm not going to be complaining about that at all. These images, although they're raw, they are straight out the camera. I haven't done any post-processing with them. There is another function that Ricoh introduced since they took over Pentax, which is a function called TAV, which is it's really nifty actually. I'm getting to really enjoy that. TAV is basically full manual control, so you've got your go away. So you can adjust your shutter speeds there. That'll adjust the shutter speed, and that one will adjust the aperture. So you've got your shutter speeds, aperture, but the camera is taking control of the ISO to match the shutter speed and aperture that you've set. So you still got, it's still kind of automatic, but in a manual way. And I'm getting my head around that, and it's really nifty. It's really, really nifty. It's kind of similar to program automatic, I mean, you still get a great image, but it's manual because you're setting the shutter speed and the aperture yourself. I know, I'm trying to get my head around it as well. So I remember the camera adjusts the ISO to get the exposure right. You know, it hasn't got image stabilization. That has disappointed me. When I first got the camera, I was getting quite a few blurred images. Well, motion blur, not blur, but motion blur, because I can't, with my hand, I can't get a steady shot at like 1/30th of a second. Where with my Olympus EM1, even though it's much bigger, much heavier, I can go down to like 1/15th of a second and get a pin sharp image. I'm finding with this camera, I need to preset it to around about 1/100th of a second, which surprises me considering the lens is so wide. But I need to set it to about 1/100th of a second to ensure that I get a nice sharp image. I can go a bit lower, but I have to really, really concentrate and make sure that I don't just take quick snaps, you know. So yeah, no image stabilization is annoying, but I'm getting used to it. So you would say, as everyone else calls it, it's not a deal breaker now that I'm getting my head around it. So yeah, that's pretty much the Ricoh GR2. Video quality is okay, but it's not really designed as a video camera. But other than that, it's a good quality, nice feel, very responsive little compact camera. Very, very pleased when I bought it, and you know, getting some great results with it. So there we go. So that's my thoughts on the Ricoh GR2. I hope you enjoy my channel. I hope you do find these reviews interesting, and they you know, have some benefit for you. So thanks for watching. If you do enjoy it, please hit the like button and subscribe. It makes a lot of difference to me, and I really appreciate that. Thanks very much for watching. See you on the next one. Bye.